Asta has finally returned, and Black Clover has finally confirmed that Yuno is indeed stronger than Lucius. But there's a bit of a twist. It's actually Lucius' weaker clone. And well, actually it was just one of many clones. While the real Lucius isn't even on the battlefield. Yes, Lucius is much stronger than anyone could have imagined. There's a lot to talk about, especially about the Witch Queen. She has finally returned. Let's talk about it. The chapter kicks off with Lucius seemingly defeated, having been sliced through the chest by Yuno and the Spirit of Zephyr. Yuno thought he had finally won, only to find Lucius appearing behind him without a scratch. The question is, if that is Lucius, who was Yuno fighting? Yuno is confused as he's certain his experiences weren't mere hallucinations. Lucius then uses his gravity magic, effortlessly levitating the entire capital of the Clover Kingdom. This demonstrates that he wasn't even nearly using his full strength. It's an impressive power, far surpassing Dante's gravity. In fact, I believe that his gravity magic, supported by his paladin transformation, is several times more powerful than Lucifero's. Honestly, I thought Lucius would simply transform to his next paladin stage, which I'm confident exists. Given Black Clover's love for transformations, it's only a matter of time. The only reason it hasn't occurred yet is simply because there was no need for it. Lucius, it seems, is more formidable than anyone could have imagined. His miraculous survival is explained by the revelation that Yuno hasn't even faced the actual Lucius. He was merely fighting a clone created through the use of body, blood, bone, and soul magic. This clone retained all of Lucius' magic abilities, lending further support to my paladin network theory. This theory suggests that the odd-looking tree connected to the Dark Triad functions like an antenna, distributing magic attributes across the network to specific paladins. For instance, all of Lucius' clones with time magic, and every paladin also has access to body, bone, and blood magic, providing them with super healing abilities. Moreover, they managed to turn the dragon in the Land of the Sun into a paladin using soul magic, basically, like Lucius turned Sister Lily into the first paladin. Though evidence for the paladin network theory remains elusive, these developments suggest we're on the right track. Lucius remains confident despite Yuno from this mysterious timeline becoming remarkably powerful. His plan seems to be without flaws, even with the current circumstances. The intriguing thing here is that it appears as if the actual Lucius isn't even the one fighting with Yuno. It seems the real Lucius isn't in his paladin form either. Instead, he's chilling on his throne, on his floating island with the 3 cocoons, which I suspect might be the source of the paladin spell and magic distribution. Every accomplishment Yuno achieved in the previous chapters, all the praise he received from fans, and all the blessings Tabata granted him on his quest to become the Wizard King by defeating the most powerful being ever, seems to have been in vain. Yes, it appears that Yuno is just slightly more powerful than a cloned Lucius Zagratis in his first paladin form. We don't yet know the extent of the real Lucius' strength, or how many more transformations he possesses, and how many devil souls he has absorbed into his own soul. Is it really only Astaroth and Lucifero? However, it doesn't seem to matter, as he can summon numerous Lucius clones, each as powerful as the one Yuno barely defeated. At this point, I'm not sure who could stand a chance against this god. Perhaps anti-magic is the answer. Speaking of anti-magic, when everyone's hope seems to wane, Noel says that they still have one last hope. The scene then changes to the Black Bulls, who are standing in the Witch Forest, and yes, the Witch Queen has made a comeback and will likely join the war. Whether against Lucius Zagratis or against humanity, perhaps on Lucius' side or as a third side to the conflict. My previous comments regarding the Witch Queen remain the same. I have always believed she will make her appearance in the final arc. I still hold on to the idea that she could either be an ally or an enemy, depending on her true nature. It's possible she has been waiting for hundreds of years, anticipating a specific event. She possesses the power of foresight and remote viewing. In this aspect, she might resemble Ryu, even though it hasn't been specifically mentioned that he has the ability to see into the future. So is it merely a coincidence that she is the one assisting Asta in his return from the land of the sun? At this point, the destinies of the characters in Black Clover seem to be cast in stone, as if we are witnessing a narrative that can't be altered. It appears that not even Lucius has the control anymore. In some ways, it's not so much Asta's story as it may be Astaroth. And we're observing his manipulation of time, which will be disclosed at the end of Black Clover. In any case, both Ryu and the Witch Queen could have some connection to Astaroth, whether they are aware of it or not. Their shared ability to perceive events is a clear connection, and now they are on the verge of meeting. If Ryu's eye is actually Astaroth's, then perhaps some of Astaroth's magic also resides in the Witch Queen's crystal ball. It could be that Astaroth has distributed some of his abilities across the world as part of his grand scheme. Perhaps just like the Witch Queen and Ryu, the dwarves also have some abilities, maybe from Astaroth, to monitor the situation, and maybe they have been preparing themselves for this war. But there are many other possibilities. There's also a chance that the Witch Queen is in contact with a devil named Raum, a real devil in demonology. This makes sense as Raum is a German name, and as we all know, Tabata loves the German language. Moreover, she has a strange power that allows her to control ravens and even transform herself into a swarm of them, just like the devil Raum. There's a significant list of similarities. Particularly interesting is that Raum is often associated with time-based abilities and thus linked to the time devil Astaroth. Perhaps it was Astaroth who ensured the Witch Queen had limited time magic abilities. He might have also arranged for Asta to eventually encounter her, allowing her to activate Asta's connection to anti-magic. Remember, typically this shouldn't be possible without a contract. However, summoning Liebe's power just like that shouldn't be possible either. The Witch Queen could only have done this due to the mysterious connection between Asta and Liebe, which has yet to be unveiled. Nacht has clearly indicated this connection, which is why Asta can summon Liebe without a relic. The fact that the Witch Queen played a crucial role in Asta's journey, potentially the most significant one, enabling him to use his true power, supports the idea that someone may have tampered with timelines to ensure Lucius' defeat. This suggests that Asta's meeting with the Witch Queen was also preordained, including the battle against Veto where Asta's arms were cursed, and the fact that Julius sent the Black Bulls to the underwater temple. Everything appears interconnected. Next week I will publish an intriguing theory about the fates in Black Clover, so be sure to like and subscribe. Returning to the topic, the Witch Queen is an important character in comprehending the true context of Black Clover, regardless of whether she reveals herself to be friend or enemy. One should always keep in mind that she can only perceive the future in a very limited and uncontrolled way, so we can never be sure if she didn't already know what was going to happen long before it happened, especially the events of the Witch Forest arc. Of course, we also have to keep in mind that anything to do with Asta could not actually be predicted by the Witch Queen, if her abilities are similar to Lucius, only much weaker. However, one must also note that Julius was able to give a prophecy about Asta, although that is actually impossible. So there's also a mystery that still has to be revealed. Usually she can only see the immediate future without the aspect of multiple timelines, yet she was also capable of making some prophecies, such as the emergence of fate magic. As she doesn't fully control this ability, someone else might have told her about the future, making her a potentially dangerous character. It could be that Lucius is working with her, which would make sense given that the Dark Triad haven't aged in nearly 20 years, likely due to using her blood to maintain their youth, if they didn't use Vanika's blood. In Faust, the book that serves as a reference for many elements in Black Clover, there exists a witch with ties to devils, showing loyalty to them. This witch had the ability to remain youthful by consuming her own elixir. Moreover, in the Hall of the Witch Queen we see the depiction of Baphomet's hat, a common symbol among Satanists. Many witches are deeply associated with the symbolism and Satanism and could have used these symbols for other meanings. It's quite apparent that the Witch Queen isn't necessarily aligned with humans, nor can she be classified as a nice person. She essentially holds her witches captive and has attempted to kill innocent people. There are many bad aspects to her character, and for all we know, she might even be the one who cursed Charlotte. So let's wait and see how the story unfolds. Next, we see Vanessa talking to the Witch Queen, stating that she is their only hope in finding Asta. Thus, Vanessa is once again seeking a favor from the Witch Queen. What's interesting is that the Witch Queen appears to be among the most powerful entities on Earth, maybe even on the level of a Wizard Queen. And she has repeatedly done Vanessa a favor, the first time when it came to healing Asta's arm, then during one of the canon anime episodes, and now again. I just don't have a good feeling when people ask people like the Witch Queen for favors. It's like asking the devil for help. But let's see. The Witch Queen of course mentions that she already knew they were coming. She goes on to inform them that Asta is alive but in a distant land, and the land is too far to summon him. Dorothy then makes an appearance and assures them it's not an issue. She suggests that if the three most powerful witches of all time collaborate, they can achieve anything. They activate a powerful magic spell, the Door of Destiny, with a focus on their spatial mage Finral. Dorothy describes it as a spell that allows one to meet the person they wish to see most. This is quite intriguing. It essentially indicates that the same method used to summon Asta could be used in the future for another individual or group that has been hinted at in Black Clover but not yet introduced, for instance the dwarves or Astaroth. And just like that, Asta is back as the chapter concludes. It's interesting that Asta prepares himself as if he knows something is about to happen that will trigger his return to the Clover Kingdom. Asta has been eager to return all along, annoying everyone around him with requests to leave, sometimes several times within a single chapter. Rio, however, insisted that it wasn't possible for him to return yet, urging Asta to wait and trust. This suggests that Rio might have known something would happen that will allow Asta to go back. He must have known that the Witch Queen would create a type of portal with the assistance of the other witches to bring Asta back. But this would mean the Witch Queen is in contact with Rio, which doesn't make sense, as she didn't know Asta's location until she looked it up, and she didn't know how to reach him since he was too far away. So this leaves only one plausible explanation. Either Rio can indeed foresee the future and had seen the Witch Queen creating such a portal, or someone, most likely Astaroth in this case, informed Rio that Asta would be teleported to the land of the sun, and assured him an event would occur to bring Asta back. Asta's confidence suggests that Rio must have revealed something to him, which explains Asta's excitement. Maybe about how and why he knows Asta will return. Perhaps something about Astaroth. This is the face of a person with a knowledge of 3 days we haven't even heard of. For comparison, at the time we last saw Asta, I think he was in the land of the sun for 4 days, being unconscious and healed on the first day. So within about 3 days, he found out about the Yami clan, the history of the land of the sun, Zedden, Charmy, and many other things. Now imagine what kind of knowledge he must have with 3 more days. And Asta has already mastered Zedden. That means he must have learned 1 more ability. At least 1. It could be the ability that Rie used to stop Asta's and Ichika's Zedden. Or maybe a new transformation, since the people from the land of the rising sun have some kind of warrior transformation. Maybe you also have a new katana, who knows. So what do you think of this new Black Clover chapter and my review? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video then please leave a like, it really helps me a lot. And if you don't want to miss any new Black Clover video, then subscribe to this channel with the notification bell activated. Thank you for watching and see you next time, bye.